Hey, what's up? Welcome in. I'm Miley, and today we're diving into some next level stuff. I'm talking about rockets, space travel, and Elon Musk's wild ride with SpaceX. Trust me, you won't want to miss this.
Hell yeah, we're gonna break down everything from the tech behind the rockets to what this means for the future of space exploration. But it's not just us here chatting today, we got some big names in the space game.
Exactly. We've got an exclusive interview with a real-life astronaut coming up in just a few minutes. But first, let's talk about SpaceX and the insane stuff that they've been pulling off.
Yeah man, so let's get into it. So SpaceX, founded by Elon Musk, has been revolutionizing the space industry, and I mean the dude is literally making rockets that can land themselves. That's something that they thought was pure sci-fi a few years ago, and now it's reality.
For real. And they're doing it consistently. I think people forget how insane that is. It's not like just a one-time thing. It's the reusability factor. They've managed to land rockets and reuse them and send them back into orbit.
Yeah, it's like they're the Uber rockets. Instead of, hey, get in, we'll drop you off to the moon, it's, hey, we're going back to Earth and picking some more astronauts on the way.
Honestly, it's kind of like Tesla rockets too. Except instead of getting stuck in traffic, you're just stuck floating in space. But hey, no rush, right?
Yep, exactly. No traffic in space, but there's still one big issue. SpaceX needs to make sure they don't hit space junk. It's like playing bumper car with no seatbelt.
True, I mean, but let's be real. Elon Musk probably has some super advanced space insurance for that. Or maybe it's just like, nah, we'll dodge it. It's all part of the plan.
Yep, I bet the policy covers exploding rockets as long as they come back after. But if we're really talking about the future here, SpaceX isn't just doing the whole launch rockets and go to the moon thing. They got some crazy projects called Starship.
Yeah, and this thing's meant to take us to the moon, Mars, and beyond. Imagine this. Elon Musk's plan is to send humans to Mars and make humanity a multi-planetary species. He's out here trying to make Star Trek real.
Yeah. So instead of a crew of well-dressed space nerds, we got a bunch of regular folks who can't even fold a fitting sheet living on Mars. So that's gonna be a fun adjustment.
No kidding. It's like, congratulations, you've been chosen to colonize Mars. But first, here's a lesson on how to fold a fitted sheet.
Yep, anyways, the Starship's gonna be huge. It's designed to carry humans to Mars and beyond. This is supposed to be a fully reusable too, just like SpaceX other rockets. The idea is that we don't just send one rocket to space, we'll be launching a bunch of them every couple weeks or so. Eventually space will be like another form of travel. Oh, and you want to go to Mars for the weekend? Cool, we got a flight at 3.
Yeah, and just so you know, Elon's gonna make a trip to Mars just for the kicks. You're gonna see him tweet, "Hey guys, just landed on Mars, so what's for lunch? Pizza?"
And he'll probably live stream it too. Here I am standing on Mars with my Tesla Model X charging in the background.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. But with the way things are moving, the future isn't too far off.
Right, and that brings us to the crazy Starship tests they've been doing. Some of them have ended in the spectacular explosions, but you can't break ground without breaking some rockets, right?
Exactly, and I think we all remember when one of their prototypes exploded mid-landing, so it was like, oh, well, that's not really supposed to happen, but you know they're already out there tweaking it. Elon's probably like, well, back to the drawing board. Let's just make it blow up a little slower next time.
Yeah, we're aiming for a controlled explosion next to me, guys. Keep your seatbelts off.
But the beauty of it, that is the beauty of it. So they're learning as they go. And as crazy as some of these tests look, are making real progress. It's like they're testing the boundaries of travel, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure. And we're just at the beginning, man. You know, SpaceX is not just thinking about rockets, they're thinking about the whole infrastructure. Starlink, the internet service, this is going to change how we're connected with each other. Imagine having high-speed internet everywhere, even in the most remote parts of the earth.
Yeah, no more buffering when you're trying to watch cat videos in the middle of nowhere. But seriously, Starlink could change the Glame. It can change change the game, even in the most remote parts of the world for connectivity.
Totally, SpaceX is just changing everything from space to the internet. Now, before we dive deeper into all the space madness, we've got a very special guest joining us, a real astronaut.
That's right, and we're about to chat with Jonah, an astronaut who's been to space and has some insane stories to share. Stay tuned, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Alright folks, well, we're back. And today we've got an amazing guest joining us is Jonah, an astronaut who spent some serious time up in space. Jonah, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited to be here.
So, man, we're stoked to have you. So first off, let's jump back into it. What was the first time you were launched into space? I imagine it's an experience you can't really pull into words. I'll try to explain.
Yeah, you're right. It's hard to describe.
But
That's amazing. It's gotta be hard to put into perspective just how different the world looks from up there. What do you feel when you first looked out the window to Earth?
But it's a mix of exhilaration and complete awe. G-force is pushing you back in the seat. The rumble of the rocket is intense. But then, once you break through the atmosphere, you feel like it's a peaceful moment. You realize you're floating in space, and it hits you. You're in a place that very few people have been, and it's something you can't even imagine until you feel it.
I've heard astronauts talk about the overview.
It's surreal. Earth is so fragile from space. Like it's a little blue marble floating in the vastness of the universe. You can see all the clouds, the oceans, the land masses, and it's just peaceful. It's really humbling. And it makes you realize how important it is to take care of our planet.
In fact, where being in space changes the way they see the world and life. Do you experience that?
Oh, absolutely. It's like when you see Earth as a whole and all the boulders and the confidence, the divisions between countries, those things just seem so small from up there. You realize we're all in this together. It's definitely a perspective shifting experience.
That's powerful. So, life on the ISS, that's gotta be something else, right? I mean, you're up there for months at a time, and what's the daily routine like?
It's pretty structured. You wake up, you do your physical training, then you work through experiments, maintenance, and side projects. But there's also downtime. When you look at Earths and catch up with loved ones, the biggest adjustment is the weightlessness. Everything just floats around, so you're constantly adjusting to that.
Yeah, and I can't even imagine what that would be like. What's the toughest part about being in space for so long?
For me, it was isolation. You're up there and it's a small group, but you're just so far from home. The hardest part is missing family, friends, and little things we take for granted, like gravity or a good night's sleep. But you adjust, and honestly, the work we're doing up there is so important. It keeps you going.
That's incredible. So, switching gears a bit, let's talk SpaceX. They've been making waves with their launchers and technology. So, what do you think about the Starship project? Do you think this is the future of space travel?
SpaceX is pushing boundaries. The Starship could revolutionize how we think about space travel. It's reassurable. It's designed to carry humans to the moon, Mars, and beyond. If anyone can make this dream of travel a reality, it's SpaceX. The potential is huge.
Oh, dude, that's crazy. So we see the people on Mars in our lifetime?
Yeah, I think so. It's going to take a lot of work, but SpaceX is making it more realistic. And with the Starship, we're one step closer to being human colonization of Mars.
That's wild. Jonah, thank you so much for sharing those insights today. It's been incredible hearing about your experiences.
Anytime, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Alright, folks, that's a wrap for today. Big thanks to Jonah for joining us and all of you for tuning in. We'll catch you for the next time.
Until then, keep your eyes on the stars, folks.
Yeah.
This is Miley and Noah signing off. See ya.
See you.
We're not done yet.
Oh.
We just gotta put some time in between it.
Oh. Okay.
What's that? That's going in blooper!
No.
Jonah, how would you rate the experience?
The banana? 10 out of 10.
No.